everybody, this is Francesco Abbruzzino with another live and unedited rogue rant. And today I am ranting about red light cameras and the financial boondoggle it brings to cities. Look, folks, it's no secret by now, at least anyone who drives in Sarasota, that the city has become increasingly reliant on cameras to enforce their traffic laws. In fact, many would tell you that the reliant may be a mild word. Addicted to that cash flow is more like it, they'd say. And it's hard to dispute this assessment, folks. According to the data, about 3/4 of all violations for running red lights and speeding are caught on these great cameras. And that's not the icing. The icing is that this lucrative cake from the city point of view is that the cameras work 24/7, 365. They don't require salaries. They don't require benefits. They don't take time off. Just the occasional maintenance. And make no mistake, the city is all on using more cameras to catch more violations and rake in that revenue in the future. As might be expected, especially with your steep fines in place, the traffic enforcement camera program has created strong backlash among critics who charge that it's primarily about the revenue for the city and not our safety. After all, how many times have they pushed this issue of making you safe for cameras in the parks, cameras at speed lights, the Patriot Act, all that good stuff? It's for our safety because the city governments, the county governments, the federal government, they really are concerned about us. But are they? You know, look, it's hard to argue with the bitter analysis. City governments are big on collecting more and more fine revenue for more and more offenses, even as it prides itself in reducing other taxes. Hell, you can reduce all the taxes if you want if you're subsidizing it with the traffic revenue, right? I don't question the notion that the city has a very sweet deal going here. With an increasing number of cameras enforcing the traffic laws, it gets to collect more and more fine money with relatively little overhead. While at the same time, it's doing it for our own good. Makes me feel great. In fact, the overall benefit of the camera program cannot be questioned. For years, habitual speeders and red light runners pretty much counted on the fact that there were no officers around to catch them. And most of the time, they were right. Which is why there was an epidemic of speeding, red light running, and other dangerous traffic offenses in the city. Many people, though, paid the price with a hefty fine. Now, the cameras catch every offender, every time, at whatever location they're in position. They don't get off duty. They don't take vacations. They don't have meal breaks. And it allows our officers to go out after more serious crimes. So it comes as no surprise that the drivers who are accustomed to driving according to their own traffic laws and breaking the actual traffic laws with impunity are angry now. They're angry that they can no longer do that. They're angry that they have these hefty fines. The undeniable fact clearly gives the city officials the right to claim the moral high ground on this issue in terms of safety, even as they quietly savor the additional fine revenue. But the city obviously mixed motives in using cameras to back up traffic laws doesn't mean those who are caught and fined have been tricked in any way. Well, generally speaking, that doesn't mean that. They committed the offense, got caught almost red-handed, and they have to pay the fine. They resent it. Hell, I would resent it too, folks, if it happened to me. We're not justifying the city's approach entirely. There are reasons why so many suspect the red lights at intersections with red light cameras are timed to catch the drivers between green, yellow, and red. Many cities have looked into this. It is a fact, folks. It's not just an urban legend. And the city's refusal to post signs warning of these lights or speed zones or posting signs that are visible is a concern. It's a concern, folks. So are they really doing it to make us feel safer? Or are they doing it for the revenue that it's generating? After all, if you're going to run a red light, they're going to run it. You're not going to catch them and ticket them until after the fact. So are we really safer? What more do you have to be more of a cynic than the fact that they won't really take an analysis of it? Many cities have analyzed this and they have proven, hey, it's not worth our while. Let's get rid of it. Now, there's been this drive, like I said, it was reported in the Herald to get rid of these traffic lights, which is great. But I'm here to tell you, folks, it's not going to happen. Let me say this. You can put the lipstick, if you want, on the pig, but it's still a hog, isn't it? As in a cash hog for the city. Traffic cameras are there for one reason and one reason only. They provide a revenue for the city, and guess what? They get to watch you. They take away your privacy. George Orwell 1984 is here, and it's doing well in Sarasota. This has been Francesco Abbruzzino with another live and unedited Rogue Rant.